All right, well, welcome back, everybody, once again. Here, talking a little bit about how to start your beat making channel on YouTube, on Twitch, how to make a beat on FL, on Ableton, on Logic, on Reason, on Reaper, whatever your favorite DAW is, and just helping you answer any questions that you may have. I'm actually going to go through some of the basics of FL, so I think you'll enjoy this particular stream. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you have any particular questions that I can help you with. Just helping you get your beat making career maybe off the ground or unstuck. Maybe you feel like you've been stuck for a while, and or you feel like your beats just aren't that good. And so I've been making beats for about 2 years, and I started with, I think I started on Logic or maybe Ableton. I had Ableton. And then I noticed how a lot of people use FL. And then, so I learned FL, and then I learned Logic Pro. And then I've always been into Reason and Reaper and Pro Tools. And then I just began to follow a bunch of amazing beat making producers. And I've also been playing music my whole life since I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I really love teaching other people how to do what I've learned, how to do what I do, and of course, make it your own. So here's a basic template of FL. I'm sure you're familiar with FL. If you're a part of this channel, you know FL. And that's what it sounds like, what it looks like. So when I first started with FL, I was confused by a lot of things in terms of how to get around the platform here. But it's not as difficult as it looks. So here on the left, you have all of your sounds, which are very important. So you have your claps, whatever you have downloaded off the internet, or if you've bought sample packs or whatever it may be. This is very important to have. You have to have sounds. And as everyone says, you have to have good sounds. So I would say try to get a very thumpy kick. The Zaytoven pack is awesome. I got it on Splice. Hi-hats also, you want to have at least 1 or 2 different hi-hat sounds that sound good to you and that will make your particular, if you're making trap, if you're making EDM or lo-fi, you obviously want to think about the sounds that you want. Claps, you want to have some great claps. 808s, very important. And we'll talk about just kind of how to get that going. And leave me a comment below if you're wanting to know more about a particular DAW. Maybe you're really familiar with FL, but you'd like to learn more about Logic or Ableton. I'll walk through all those here with you, including Reason, which I think is really awesome too. So let's see, what I want to show you here in FL, assuming that most of you know FL, is you double click on this, on the pattern, and then you see here the actual pattern itself of, up here it says hi-hat. So this is a hi-hat pattern, of course. So if you want to fix that or change that, you go up here to zoom out, and then you add the different hi-hats. So let's add it in between. Okay. So let's see. I'm not getting that particular hi-hat for some reason. Oh, it's missing. See up here, all that red, it shows that it's missing. So first let me put that clap back in there. So this is a good way. So you want to drag it from here. This is really basic, but that's kind of how you do that. And then you can change the color to, if you want to change it to just neutral, you just click on this guy here. This, and then you just click on that. If you want to make it brown, you can just choose whatever color you want. So now you'll hear the hi-hat here. Let's see here. Let's just solo the hi-hat so you can hear that. So there you have it. That's along with the click up there. So now if you do want to add extra hi-hats, you hear them as you click them in. So you hear that little trills or little chirps. It's a nice way to do it. You can also just put it within the actual same line. Same thing. If you want to make it even more crazy, you can add 30 seconds, 64s, which basically just means it's faster chirps. There you go. So that's fun. I love that. You do the same thing for everything. So let's say for the clap here, let's get the clap going. Let's see. I think this is this the clap? Let's see here. What does this say? Sample. Okay, I think that's the actual sample itself. Let's see if we can hear the clap. Turn them all on here. Yeah, so there's no clap in there. So let's make this the clap, okay? So we're gonna go here to the left here. Pick a clap that you like, drag it onto this channel rack. And then there it is. Now notice this clap is off the left line, so you wanna make it right on the left line. You wanna do that like that, so it's right on one. Okay, so now, let's see here. Let's do the piano roll. Now, what it's doing there is it actually has this, which I don't really like that. Let's see if we can delete that. There it is, okay. Okay, so let's try it again. So we don't want it to be a sound, we want it to be a pattern. So here we go. So let's just bring it in like this. Here. And then you will hear it as an actual pattern, not as a sound. So once again, you make that a little bigger. Piano roll, if you want to do the piano roll. So right there is where your clap is, right? Now you can't hear the clap. Let's see here. Why is that? Okay, let's see again here. Okay, really weird, huh? Okay, that's not sounding great. I wonder what's going on there. Okay, let's see if we can do it through the piano roll here, or through the channel rack. Okay, a little bit of a delay there. Let's see, let's try it again. Let's see if this is still on one. Oh, see, there it is. That's the problem again. So we want to have the start be right on one, like that, close to the beginning. There we go. You hear that? That's what we want. Now to make it louder, you go piano roll, and then you just use a pencil to bring up the velocity. Now it's going to be at full volume. If you want to make it quieter, you just go like that. Just depends. And then if you want to make this longer, let's say for 4 bars, you just go up here and you Control B, and then you have it for 4 bars. Let's say you want to add an extra little clap at the end here. So you want to add it right there, and you can do that. There you go. So now let's do the 808, which tends to be not only the most important, but sometimes the most complicated part of beat making. First, you choose a sound that you want. Let's do that one. You bring it into where you want. Right there. Now what you want to do is normalize the sound like that. Then you want to fix the envelope so that it's not releasing for too long. And you just bring all these things here. The decay, the sustain. You want to bring all that to basically a square like that. And then you want to cut the sound. Cut so that it doesn't bleed. So the 808 doesn't bleed onto the next note. So then once you're in here, you want to go to the piano roll, which is right here, like that. And then you begin to click in the notes. So notice the notes are here. Now you want to know obviously what note, what key you're playing in. Let's see here. And so you can see the shadows here of the previous thing. So most likely that's where you want to start. That's a G sharp right there. Yep, you hear it there. That sounds right. Now, people always ask me about tuning the 808s. I wouldn't worry too much about it. As long as you go by the sound, then you're good. Or just by the shadows that are underneath here. And then you use your ear. Maybe I would add another one here. Maybe do one right there. Nah, maybe like here. Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah, that works, right? Ba, ba. You want to go there to that A? Bum, 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 bum. Just use your music. Just what you would like to hear. I don't like that there necessarily. It's all up to you, of course. Syncopate the whole thing. Same thing here, maybe. Now, if you want to connect all these, you do Control L, Command L on a Mac. Now I would bring it down an octave, Command down arrow. There we go. Now if you want to mix it a little bit, you want to bring all this into the mixing console, the mixing channel. So you go from the channel rack. Let's delete all these guys that we're not using here. D for delete. D. That's the old 808, deleting all that. Try it again. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to send all these to the mixer. So you highlight that and then you do Command L on a Mac. And then there they are. So now you're going to mix it. So this is a hi-hat. Press S for solo. Bring it down a little bit. Now here's the lead. Maybe add an EQ. Go to slot 1. Choose EQ 2. Just a little bit of making it as smooth as you want as possible. There we go. Sounds nice. Little reverb. I have it here on the bus. Little delay. Hey. Sounds good, huh? Hey. Okay, that's good. Let's see if there are any questions here in the comments. Hello, my friend. Cheers, amigo. I believe it's control. Okay, control, exactly. Control on a PC. Yep. So control on a PC. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, control or command. So I'm on a Mac, so it's command. But that's awesomeness. Thank you. Thank you so much. So once again, now what do we do with the clap? So S for solo. You can add perhaps a little bit of reverb. I don't like to do much of that because it sounds a little weird, but maybe just a tad. Now with the 808, what do you do with the 808? What can you do? Well, EQ and distortion might be the things you may want to try. Again, EQ 2. find the frequency that might be a little too intense, and then you may want to bring that up, see? Or you may want to bring it down, depending on your sound and what you're going for. That sounds pretty good to me. There we go. Let's try that. Maybe a little distortion. Doesn't need it, but if you wanted to, you would bring in perhaps maybe this one, fast distortion, and bring it down a little bit. There we go. Again, you want to try it with the actual track. Not bad. I don't think it needs it, but it depends on what you like. Okay. Now let's do side chaining. That'll be the last thing I'll do here on FL, and then we'll move on. So side chaining is you take the kick, which I don't think we have a kick on this one, so let's add a kick to this particular pattern. You don't always need the kick. Sounds good without the kick, if you notice. Yeah, sure, a compressor would be nice. That would help, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm thinking let's add a kick, even though it doesn't even need it, really. But let's add a kick, right? So we would go here to your list of amazing sounds. I don't think I need that big of a kick for this one. It has a nice 808s, but I'll just bring in this kick here. Drag it in there, and then, again, just your sense of beat, sense of timing. So what would I do here? You can repeat the 808 pattern, which is good. I don't always do that. I like to just kind of go by feel. Let's see here. Now, again, what you want to do is bring up the level on these kicks, which you can do many ways, but one way to do it is up here. You can just bring up the volume up there, or you can go piano roll, and then you can do it, which is what I like to do this way here. Up there, the velocity. There we go. Yeah. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Now, I'm going to bring up the pitch of that kick. I like that. There we go. Sounds like it goes with the 808. The pitch, at least, goes with it. Ba-bum, ba-bum. That's what I'm going for. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Now, if you notice, the levels aren't all the same. Again, you have to go up here and do this here. Not that, but bring it up here, right there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That sounds good. One more time here. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. That's what I'm doing. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. That's what I'm doing. That's just basically just thinking musically, whatever you like. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. So I'm gonna do da-da, da-da. I think that would be like that. Let's try it. Ba-bum. Right here instead. Yeah, let's edit da-da-da-da. There we go. Now again, the levels aren't all the same, so we have to go to the piano roll and go find those last couple of kicks and bring them all up. Doop. That sounds good. Ba ba bum, ba ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba. How about we go ba ba at the very end? Ba ba. There we go. How about we had a little triplet there? Pop, pop, pop. There we go. Pop, pop, pop. That sounds pretty fun. Okay, let's check the comments here once again. Awesomeness, awesomeness. Snare, right? Snare could be great. Love that. Lots of great options. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-bum. Okay, so now let's quit FL. And now let's see here. How do we quit? Let me just quit here, FL. We're gonna now, instead of FL, let's go to Reaper, one that I really like. Again, we're doing a little tour here of how to use any of your basic DAWs. Reaper, I think, is free or $60, very inexpensive, which is what's nice about it. So this is Reaper, and let's see what we have here. Okay. So here I started with a loop, whereas the other beat, it had something I made. So you can get loops anywhere. Go to YouTube and just type in loops. Have your friends make a loop for you. Lots of places. Splice, of course. If you're not familiar with Splice, let me show you what Splice looks like. I think it's $10 a month. Splice. And then, for example, here, there's one loop. So that's one. Here's another one. I think you can hear that, I hope. Okay. I hope you could hear those. If not, that's basically where you can find loops or samples. Basically, they're loops. So here's one. So this is a Reaper interface here, as you can tell. It's like Pro Tools, but simpler. So now you hear the 808 there. So again, you double click on this, just like on any other DAW, and you see the MIDI, and then you can go up and down with it. It's an A right there, so it's an A. And again, it's just a pattern, same thing as we just did in FL. Let me go here to 5 here. Let's bring it down. It sounds a little too way up there. Let's bring it down to this A here, A4. There we go. Sounds better, right? Let's see, can you hear that? I'm not sure if you can hear that. Splice sounds coming through. Great, great, great. Awesomeness, awesomeness. So glad. Thank you for saying that. Thank you so much. Mother Nature, thank you. So again, back to this wonderfulness. There we go. Now that sounds kind of low in the mix to me. So Command M on a Mac, and you can bring up the levels here on the mixer. So the 808 is right here, as you can tell. So I'm going to bring it up. There we go. So now that lower note, as you could hear, it's a little too rumbly. So we're going to bring this up. Let's see, what was that? That's an F sharp, a G, excuse me. So we're going to go up to G5. There we go. One more time. Start from the beginning. There we go. Now the drums are pretty simple. On Reaper, there are many ways to do it. I like to use their built-in VST, which is called this one here, the 5000. No, that's the compressor. Let's see here. Oh, I guess I have them separately, huh? Okay, this one, okay. No, it's not. It's on this, which is called basically it's her sampler, which is called the Samplomatic 5000. So the way you do that is you bring in, let me just start from scratch here. You come in, you click on these guys, and then you look up the sampler 5000, which is right here. And then you bring that in. So you see it's empty right there. And then, excuse me, you go and browse for your, let's say we're going to bring in a kick. Browse here for your favorite kick from your sounds. Let's say it's that one that you want. Let's check that out. Okay, sure, why not? Bring in that kick. Okay, now it's on a loop. Let's see. Okay, so you want to obey the note offs because that, see, this is a loop, which is not what I wanted. So let's not use that one. I don't want to use a kick loop. I just want to use one kick. Yeah, there we go. That's just one. Yeah, you don't want a loop. So there you go. So you just have one there. So again, obey note offs. That means that you are going to eliminate bleed between the notes. The volume is good. What else do you normally want to do on here? Yeah, you want to do semi-notes shifted because then, well, not on the kick, I guess. So on the kick, we'll leave it alone because normally you don't want to change the melody on the kick sometimes, but not usually. Okay, I think that's basically all we have to do here. Maximum amount of voice is 1. Same thing. It's just so that it's not bleeding onto the next one, so you don't have any harmonization. So once you have that kick in there, let's eliminate the one I've been using for now so you don't hear that. So let's solo this. So there it is. That's what it's doing. It's just bringing in that kick. Now what we're going to do is bring in this whole channel. It has like 2 kicks in there that I'm hearing. I think it's because that one's still there. Okay. Yeah, I think this kick is acting like a hi-hat is what's happening. So we can just change this to a hi-hat sound. So I think that's the hi-hat track that it's looking for. So let's see. Hi-hat. So we'll try this one here. A little too wet. How about something a little drier? There we go. That was pretty. Boom. Now we'll try it. Yep. That's what we wanted. Now we'll bring the kick back in, and now we'll have the full Monty. There it is. So you have your kick, boom, right there. Then you have your clap right there. I just brought that in the same way. Your hi-hat, which is what we just did. And then I actually have 2 hi-hats. So that's the one. Actually, this is the one we just did. So again. And then the MIDI, you already know what to do. It's the basic MIDI look and patterns. There it is. Yeah, there's the second hi-hat that we added. Okay. So now I already showed you okay, how do you do 808s on Reaper? Yeah, another interesting way to do it. So basically I know the sampler. So same thing. The sampler, the 5000, you browse, same thing. You look for the 808 that you're looking for. And then same thing, you want to obey note offs. Here you do want to have it be semitone shifted because you are going to be shifting notes, obviously. Maximum voices, you want it to be 1. And then you're ready to go. You have the sample that you want, and you're off to the races. So here's the 808. Let's see here. Yeah. And I added a little bit of saturation there, just a little bit of crunch. Notice how the 808 is cutting off. That's important, and that's when you want this here, the active voices and obey note offs. If you didn't have that, then they would be bleeding all over each other, which you don't always want. Let's see, check out the comments here. No sound from Reaper. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. No sound. Got it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comments. Now I do. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Reaper. Oh yeah, I have to switch to eCam. Thank you so much. That's very, very nice. Nice of you. How's that? There we go. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with no sound. So now, what else do I have here? The lead. Okay, so for the lead, you press on the FX here, the little green button, and then it brings you to the list of effects. So it's kind of the same thing as pressing the mixer, which is what I like to use most of the time. So let's say, yeah, thank you so much. So for the lead, you just press on the plugins, basically, up here, just like in Pro Tools, and then you go and choose. Thank you so much for the help. So you pick your sound, just like you would, and then you add compressor, compression, EQ. Let's come in. Let's hear. There we go. The violins. That's beautiful. Listen to that. And I have it pan to the left, almost a hard left. Let's do a hard left and a hard right. It's a nice little whitening trick. Let's see. Let's bring it up. There we go. It's like a violin. So you should be hearing it on your left ear. EQ, compressor, just a slight compressor, and then with everything. Oh, nice. Now let's hear the second lead. The second lead is going to be just a solina, kind of like another set of strings, basically. Let's hear what these strings sound like. Let's bring them up in volume. Yep, just a thicker kind of string quartet. I have some reverb added on here. Same again, compression, and again, EQ. What I'm looking for when I EQ is to eliminate harsh sounds. Okay. Just eliminate anything that is too harsh to the ear. The ear doesn't like harsh sounds, especially in this genre of chill hop or lo-fi. One more time. Now those 808s are too short, so let's make them longer. So we just want to extend them. Boop. Let's see here. Just extend them one at a time. So that way they are legato, as they call them, or tied together. There we go. See how it sounds much better? See how that one cuts off too soon? That one's cutting off because usually there's something underneath it, like that guy, that shouldn't be there. There we go. See, there's probably something else underneath that. No, okay. Isn't that beautiful? How it sounds so cleaner. Legato means tied. One more time. Let's see here. Same thing here. You want to... Yeah, there's two notes in there. Sometimes that happens. Extend that. Same thing. There's probably another note there. Yep, there it is. Da, 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 da. Nice. Ah, it sounds so good. Let's see, 808 on the compressor. Let's go to Control M. Here's your 808, just saturation, and just the 808, making it just raw, so no compression. Normally, I will add some at the end, maybe. Yeah, legato means tied. Yeah, it means tied together. Tied, T-I-E-D. So yeah, it's a beautiful word. Piano, from piano, Latin, means tied together, like a shoelace that's tied. Legato, beautiful word. Yeah, nice. I don't usually use compression on the 808. I'll use it at the end, maybe, on the main channel. So now, if you want to delete, just like in any DAW, you just do this, Control D, easy. I love those Control Ds, those shortcuts. You got to use them. Yes, tied, exactly. Ligado, yeah, beautiful Latin word. To love that 808. Now, one last trick on Reaper, then we'll move on. So how do you save CPU? You want to print, as they say, MIDI to audio. So you want to just click on the lead, and then you find the right click, and then render freeze tracks, render tracks to mono stem tracks, and mute originals. And then Reaper will do its funny thing in 3, 2, 1, boom. And then there you have it. You have the new lead, but it's muted. So you see that M there. And then you have the audio version of the MIDI. It's basically, we just printed it to audio, as it's called, as the cool kids say. I'm not a cool kid, but that's how the cool kids say it. And then you begin to manipulate the audio. So now you're hearing the audio. Hear that? Of the same MIDI. See, so here's the MIDI, which takes 10 times the CPU load. And then here's the audio version of the same thing. There it is, a little quieter. So if you want to bring it up in volume, you just double click on it, and then it brings up the media item properties. And then you go up here with this guy, you apply, and then you see the waveform there. It just got louder. So isn't that beautiful? Again, it's hard left, so you'll hear it in the left ear. Let's put it in the middle so you can appreciate the depth of these swells. Isn't that beautiful? So that's how you print MIDI to audio. And again, you want to mute the original. And if you want to do the same thing with this guy here, you do the same thing. You right click, and then you render freeze tracks. This is again in Reaper. And then it does its magic here. This one takes a little longer. So I think it's, I guess, a longer track. Exactly. I don't know why this one's taking so long. 21 seconds. Okay, let's just not wait that long, right? Yeah, there's just more data there, more information. But that is Reaper. Okay, so now let's continue on this this tour, I guess. Let's go to Logic Pro, okay? Maybe, the easiest of them all. I think the interface is probably the easiest of them all, I think. This is 10.5. Comes with a Mac. Well, I don't think it comes built in. No, it doesn't. I think it's $200, something like that. And let's speed up the process here, right? Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so you can see their Logic. This is Logic Pro. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, this is my friend. I'm working with my friend. Listen to this, vocals. Isn't he beautiful? His name is Marcos. So let's talk about how to manipulate audio in Logic. Why not? It's probably the thing, one of the things it does the best is audio. Ooh, I love how it does audio. So I'm just trying to make that smaller. There we go. Well, the mixer is Command X, again, on a Mac. Let's see here, Command X. Nope, is it just X? Oh, it's just X. Beautiful. Okay. So now what you want to do, let's first EQ it. So now the way you do it on Logic Pro is on the left here, you can see you have all the different basically settings. So EQ is just that big knob right there. EQ. Oh, no sound. Thank you. Okay. Yes. I got to do that for all the DOS. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so glad I have you. Thank you so much. Output. ECam. Where is it? ECam. There it is. ECam. Thank you so much. Man, that would be. Okay. There we go.
Once you get to know me, you learn to let it go.
Nice. Thank you so much again for saving me.
I'm confused about the simple things, like your glance and your touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if you can hear it here in a second.
I just want to read your language, decipher what it means for me.
Okay, so we're going to EQ it first.
What if I don't
Again, the same
like
thing.
what
Just
I
trying to
find?
hear.
If
Yeah,
you
let me
have
know if you
no
can hear Logic. I
interest
think
in
I
what you
switched it, so
see,
it might take a few seconds.
'cause I've been losing
It's just a vocal right now, vocal track
sleep
of my
over
friend
the
Marcos.
things I can't control about you. The next move is
Thank
in
you
your
so much for
head.
helping. Now,
Whether
okay,
I
great. I know, huh?
fall is up to you.
Beautiful voice. Yeah, he's a 18-year-old young man that is just, I was his
You don't
mentor in high
know
school,
the
and he's just a
power you
beautiful young man.
hold over me.
So now,
It's
first
too
EQing his
strong and
voice.
I'm too
Again,
weak.
taking out
You make giving in seem appealing.
taking out any harsh melodies
Oh,
or frequencies, I mean.
just don't abuse it. You don't know that you have it, and I want you to lose it. So I'm done with you for good. Move on like I know I could, and leave
Not
the
much it needs,
soul
really.
behind.
I'm just looking at the waves here and seeing where I can take
Then
anything out.
what? But then what if you feel the same?
Maybe like that. Maybe. That's all it needs. Not much.
And we're just
So now we're here on the left. Again, now we're going to go to underneath where it says here channel, that blue strip. We're going to now add some basic reverb. Just the built-in reverb I like. It's called Space Designer. And we're going to bring it down, obviously, because it's going to be very loud. Not loud, but, you know, really wet. So let's bring it down a bit here, like that.
once you get to know me, you learn to let it go.
Doesn't need a lot of reverb. It's a beautiful voice.
I'm confused about the simple
Too much reverb and it'll lose its touch.
like a glance in your touch. Yeah. I just wanna read your language.
I think that's all it needs, really, huh?
Means for me. What if I don't like what I find? If you have no interest in what you see,
Maybe a little pre-delay.
'cause I've been losing sleep over
There we go.
things I
That's
can't
all it needs, I
control
think. Isn't that
about
beautiful?
The next move is in your hands. Whether I fall is up to you.
Now, let's say there was a pitch problem. He's really good, but let's just say there was some sort of pitch issue. So then you would just use this here, double click on the audio file, on the WAV file, and then you would use this guy here, which is the flex feature on Logic. Turn on flex. Analyze the transients. Then this would actually be more for the timing of it. But then for the actual pitch, you would go to flex pitch up here where it says flex pitch. It'll analyze it again. And then now we have it. This is going to be amazing now. This is what Phineas uses with Billie Eilish. Not that she needs any help, but this is how he makes all his beautiful music, her beautiful music, and his. It's with Logic Pro. So here we go.
Once you get to know me.
Now this is the pitch itself. So notice if it's within the box, it's within the pitch. Now these variations, it just means if it's in or out of the pitch, or if how close is it to the center of the pitch. So you can bring this down like that. See, that's 0. You want to be at 0. Again, we're not perfect machines. We're humans. But if you want to fix something that is really off, again, if I'm Billie Eilish or Phineas producing for Billie Eilish, not much need for this, but some people need it.
Once you get to know me, you learn to let it go.
See, that's just
I'm
perfect.
confused about the simple things.
See, maybe here he's a little off of that, right? So maybe from 20, bring it down to 0, and then bring all of the vibrato under within the actual note itself. So let's hear it again. See how much cleaner that sounds than this? See? I mean, they're both perfect, really. They're both beautiful. Not much to fix there, but we're just showing you the tools here. One more time. Now, if we want to bring it up, let's say. That's how you can do that. Now you're going to add some, you're going to introduce some artifacts in there and some, quote, robotic auto-tune sound. So you don't want to do that. And really the best technique that I've learned is just to re-record it. So if you're the vocalist, just re-record it. Just record it 4 or 5 times until you're happy with your pitch. That's really the best thing to do. So for example, when Marco sent me this, he just asked me, he said, hey, is there anything you want me to re-record? And I just gave him some places to re-record it. And he sent me some better pitched notes, or maybe just even the phrasing. It's better to have the vocalist re-recorded than to manipulate it right off the bat. And if you still need to manipulate it at the end, then sure. And I would also say, if you are working with a vocalist, have him record it 2-3 times to comp it, basically, is what they call it. So that way you get 2-3 different takes. And then not only can you, I like that when you brought it at the end. Yeah, exactly. I know, it sounded nice. It was like an octave, I think. Not only are you getting different takes, but then you can combine them to make the sound wider, which is another very important trick with vocals. You want to have one, you don't want to have just one take. You want to have, let's say here, you want to have like 5, or maybe not 5, maybe 3 of the main vocals, and then maybe have a harmony doubled, and then maybe a second harmony doubled, and then perhaps you want to have a 4th track that is an octave below. And maybe you want to have some, what do they call those, some chops, just to add even more variety to it. So this, as I said, it's probably the best thing in Logic. I mean, it's a great, powerful DAW, but what I love most about it is this, manipulating the audio, no doubt about it. Now, let's say you're not really worried about pitch. You're worried more about just the timing of things. Slicing, as they call it, or chopping. So let me show you how to do that. It's basically the same thing. I'm trying to make this smaller, but it's not letting me. There it goes. Okay. So now what you want to do here is you do want to press the the flex tool there. And notice how your cursor turns to that little cross. So this is great for guitar, bass, any instrument, audio that you want to manipulate. But vocals as well.
Once you get to know me,
you want to bring in the metronome, of course. Metronome up there.
Once you get to know me, you'll learn to let go much. I'm confused about.
Okay, so let's say you want to, excuse me. Let's say you want to bring up.
Once you get to know me.
See, he's right on that too there, so you don't really want to do anything with that. He's right on it. And he didn't even have a click track when he recorded this, so we're just playing here.
I'm confused.
Let's say that I confuse. You wanted to have that be on. It's too far from 1. See how it's on 3, but it's like not perfectly on 3. Let's just bring it back to 3, like that. There it is.
I'm confused.
See? Amazing. Let's say this, you want it to be right on 1, on the 1 of 5. Once again.
I'm confused about the simple things. I'm confused about the simple things. Like a glance.
Right there. Let's say there you want to have it be on 3 again.
Like a glance in your.
So you zoom in.
Like a glance. Like a glance in your touch.
Don't want to make you too dizzy here.
Like a glance.
Okay, so right there. Let's say we want to bring that like a glance. You want to bring it to that right there.
Like a glance.
Right there. It's hard to really know where exactly to put it.
like a glance in your touch. Yeah.
You can press this guy here to follow that, so you don't have to. I don't have to do that for you. Here we go. Press that, and it'll follow the actual audio.
Like a glance in your touch. Yeah. I just wanna read your language aside.
See right there, the 11. Let's see, you want to put that on 1. You just grab that, and you put it on 1 right there.
Decipher what it means for
Isn't that nice?
What if I don't like what
Now, let's say you want to mix. What else would you want to do to this? Let's say we add an EQ, little reverb. Let's say you want to compress the vocals. It's a good thing to do, right? Even though, again, he doesn't need much compression, but let's just say you want to compress the vocals. What does compression mean? Making them more even. It's basically what it means. So let's see here. Where's the compression on here? Under dynamics, I think. There we go. Compression. Boom. There we go. Okay, so this is the built-in Logic compressor. Boom. And then
decipher what it means for me.
It's so low.
What if I
There we go.
don't like what I find?
We're going to bring in the threshold, which is basically at what volume will it trigger.
Decipher what it means.
Because he's singing very quietly, and that's the genre, we want to bring the threshold all the way down to almost minus 40 dB to trigger it.
Decipher what it means for me. What if I don't like what I find?
Isn't that nice?
If you have no interest in what you see.
Now without it,
Decipher what it
see how it's super quiet right there?
What if
And then louder there?
don't like
With the compressor, it's even.
decipher what it means for me. What if I don't like what
Yeah,
I
big difference. You can use the defaults here as well for voice. So light vocal, let's see what that sounds like.
decipher what it means for me. What if I don't like what I find?
Yeah, I brought the threshold to minus 25. I had it at 40. So I think his voice is so quiet.
Decipher what it means for me.
Maybe 30.
What if I don't like
Yeah.
what I find? If you have no interest in what you see. 'Cause I've been losing sleep over things I can't control about you.
Yep, beautiful. Okay, so we'll just do that for Logic, I guess. And now let's move on to Ableton. Maybe my second favorite or my top favorite, I don't know. Ableton Live, probably the one I started with way back before there was anything as beat making. I used it primarily to record, just my guitar, piano, vocals. So here is Ableton. I have Ableton 11 on the other computer, but this is, I think, Ableton. Is this 10? Yeah. 11's in beta, I think. I don't know. This is Ableton. Let's do the sound. Thank you for the reminder of that. Ecamm. Where is Ecamm? There it is. Ecamm Live. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring in something. Que hora? Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so what do we have here? So again, very similar, right? You have two views in Ableton. This, which is the, what do they call this? Clips track, maybe? I forget what they're called, but this is the one, and then this is the sequencer. I like both. I'll show you kind of what they're both for. They're both really nice. Yeah, exactly. I know. I remember this time. So this is just obviously an audio track that I brought in from perhaps from Splice, or maybe I made it and printed it to audio. I'm not sure, but here it is. It's like a cello. Probably Diva's my guess. Wow, pretty, huh? Yeah, I'm sure I made that in Diva. So now in Ableton, the way you do things, you double click on these guys here, pluck, and then you want to bring in all your effects down here where it says drop audio effects. So let's say we want to start with an EQ. So EQ, excuse me. All these are the built-in effects, which is really nice. And they're so beautiful. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Let's do a, what else do we do? Wow, so much good stuff here. Built in with Ableton. Saturator, yeah, let's do that. It's like a little distortion. We'll do a little sinoid fold, little short drive. Wow. Without it, with it. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Let's add an amp in there and make it fuzz a bit. So this is literally like your bass amps and your guitar amps. Isn't that awesome? Let's add the saturator after the amp. Ooh. Take out the bass. A little bit of treble. Ooh. Okay, now let's add a little verb, right? Why not? I want to use, they have a new verb. Oh yeah, they have it in the other version. They have a new verb in 11, but here we just use the reverb built in, which is awesome. Cut the lows. I like a little bit more pre-delay. Cut the lows again on the diffusion. A little more reflection. A little more decay. Ooh. Beautiful. Now let me take out the amp. Notice what a big difference that makes. Now with the amp and saturator. So awesome. Now let's add the drums. I think that's what this is up here. Let's see here. Okay, but now that doesn't work at all, right? For this sound. So how do we do that? Okay, well, as you can see down below, you can click on where it says keys here, and you have basically Ableton's version of the drum roll or the 5000 or all those things we saw on the other DAWs. And they call it the drum rack. You can just bring in the actual files onto here, or you can use a drum rack, which is what this is here on the left where it says white kit. So again, kick, etc. Now that kick, I don't mind that kick. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's use it with a metronome. Okay, let's do it again. Let's see. Double click on it. Here's a piano roll. That seems a little fast, right? Yeah, all these seem to be fast here. Okay, that seems okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's add the snare now. Let's see what the snare sounds like, right? Let's see here. I don't know if I don't, maybe it's just the hi-hat that it's not really. Yeah, let's find something else for the hi-hats. So for hi-hats, you go to search, you just type in hats, and you go to all results here, or maybe hat. Yeah, there we go. And you just find what you think works for your track. Let's see here. I kind of like this one. Let's see. Let's try. You just drag it in. Besides being too loud, let's see. Let's see here. So if you want to bring the volume down, you go here to volume. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that metallic sound for that cello. You want something a little more organic, as again the cool kids say. Maybe this one. It's probably the one I had at the beginning, huh? Funny. Maybe this one? Sounds like a snare, huh? Yeah. Maybe this one's light enough. Yeah, I like that. We'll just EQ it. So you want to just bring in an EQ to this. I'll just use a 3. Why not? Use an 8, I guess. Let's see here. Use an 8. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Why not? You bring down the strings. Rename, Control R. Command R, I mean, on the Mac. Now, how do you do an 808 or a bass here in Ableton? Through a simpler again. So first you want to find your sample. Again, type in 808 up there. Boop. All results. Let's see. Those are 808 hats, not 808 kicks. Okay, so once you have, let's say, the sound that you want, and you want to then go here, click on new track, MIDI track, and then you just drag it down here and it creates a simpler right there. Boom. And there you have it. Then you want to do the same thing, voices to 1. LFO is fine, the sine wave is fine. Maybe you want to mess with the delay here again like we did in FL. The release, the delay, the decay. I think that's about it. Yeah, one shot's probably better than classic. Again, it just cuts off. Instead of classic, just plays the whole thing. One shot, it cuts off as soon as the next note comes in, which is nice. And then we're ready to go. Then you bring in a clip like that. You double click on it, and then you press the notes. What key is that? Ba. E. Okay, so let's go with E. Ba. From the beginning. Ba, ba, ba. Let's do it from the beginning. Ba. Bum, bum. This is not exactly a trap thing or lo-fi. It's more obviously like choral or orchestral. So we'll make this longer. Ba. You know, because of that, I'm going to change it to classic. So it, or the one shot, I guess, was fine. So my point is I wanted it to linger, to sustain it. Let's do it again. Let's see here. Bum. Let's make this smaller here. Let's see. The zoom on these things is always different for all of them. So I think, how big is this? Okay, let's do it for 2 bars instead of just 4. Let's do another one. That way it's longer clip. I like that little melody. It's nice, huh? So that's how you create a clip. And then down here, you can say the length of it. You can do 4 bars. Let's see here. I think it did 4, right? I think so, yeah. Okay, there it goes. So now we're going to go up top. Boom. E, right? E. There we go. Boom. 5 B. I guess the 4. E A E probably. Back to E, right? Boom. It's basic. Bum. Bum bum. Maybe add a little bum bum, right? Why not? Bum. Nah, too trite. Bum bum. Bum. Yeah, I like that. Now we're going to repeat that. D, boom. I love Control D. Now let's bring this down an octave. I think it's, yeah, shift down. Yeah. Woo, sounds awesome. Ooh, I like that lower better, huh? So we'll just drag that back here. And then now we have both of them low. Rename this to 808 or sub, actually. Rename this to drums. You rename by going Command E, no, Command R. Let's add a piano, right? I hear something like ba da 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 da. Let's see. Any piano will do. Ableton has a lot of awesome instruments. We'll use analog. Ba da da ba da 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 da. So drag that down just to hear what that sounds like. That's not a cool sound. Let's fix some things here. So we'll first oscillator, we'll do it into a nice sine wave, bring it down maybe a bit here, maybe 1 octave. Let's add a second oscillator here, also another sine wave. Maybe bring this one up an octave. There we go. Detune it a little bit. A little resonance. I like that already, huh? A little LFO, why not? Mess with these routings. Add a little bit of noise. Too much noise. Let's see here. I like that, right? But no bum bum, just to hold notes. Ba, ba, ba. Let's harmonize. Why not, right? Ba, little thirds here. Da. Let's see here. There we go. 2 church organy. I think I just liked it how it was, actually, just the one note. I like that C actually there. Ba, 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 ba. Let's try that. Just fifths and fourths. Right on four, ba-da. Pretty simple. Ba, ba. Yeah, I like that. Let's see here. Let's copy that over. Now let's add some stuff to it, right? You can hear the audio, right? I hope. Yeah, good. Ba, instead of ba, ba. Why not? Sure. Now let's add some stuff to it, right? Have fun with it. What do we add first? Some chorus, definitely. Already it's better, huh? Yep. Little EQ, I think we're done. Yep. Maybe a little saturation, add a little flutter to it. I like that. Maybe pan it left. Maybe duplicate this, left and right. That's the volume. Oops. There we go. Sure, why not? Claps, exactly, huh? Yeah. Pretty. Obviously, it's not. We're not making a full beat here. We're just showing this with the basics. This would get old, but pretty fun, huh? Now, what do you do with the master in Ableton? How do you manipulate that? Well, here it is. Nothing on the master right now. Let's throw in a saturator again. My favorite thing ever. Limiter, not needed. It's pretty quiet. Compressor, sure, let's add a compressor. I think it has a lot of room for that. Bring down the ratio. Threshold. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Much more balanced, right? Let's add the saturator after the compressor. No problem. Take your time. Thank you. Yeah. A little less strings perhaps, right? Now again, how do we save CPU? We just print to audio as they say. They call it freezing in Ableton. So you go here to edit, freeze track. Boop. And then you flatten the track. And then you're done. Boop. There it is, audio. Same thing with this, freeze track. And then flatten. And that's how you print to audio. Cut off the edges, the tails. Boop. And I think we're done. Done, 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 done. Same with analog. Freeze track. And we'll be done in 2 minutes here. Flatten. And that's it, I think. Okay. Saves CPU, and it sounds amazing. Okay, well, that concludes the tour of all the basics of the DAWs. Hope you learned something new, and you can follow my channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.